Silicon Junction is an idea that came out of a meeting that was called by Wandsworth Business Forum. Jack, who is my business partner as well as my brother at 3B Digital, was invited to appear and speak on a creative forum organised by Wandsworth Borough Council. And in advance of that, we were furnished with a number of questions that he was likely to be asked during the course of the evening. And what was quite clear was that Wandsworth were looking for an opportunity to better service the needs of what has been recognised as a burgeoning creative hub in and around the area of Clapham Junction in Battersea. And we suspected, rightly, I think time will tell, but rightly, I think we suspected that this was something that Wandsworth, a process that Wandsworth would like to begin, but perhaps not see through to the end. To actually better service that creative hub, steps needed to be taken in the private sector. And so, whilst we were actually on the way to that evening, we decided, I think on our mobile devices on the way, decided to actually buy siliconjunction.co.uk without, at that point, really much of a mission statement. We just felt that this would be a good way to go. In the months since then, the idea has been mooted in loosest terms to a number of our service partners and associates and colleagues in the area, all of whom have reacted very positively to the idea of an online networking and content proliferation site, if you like, for want of better expression, an ability to a platform from which we can collate and create and propagate relevant content, well-written content through to a wider community that would in turn garner interest and hopefully ultimately business for the contributors to that site. And in as much as that's a very loose mission statement, it's kind of as far as we've got, but it's been enough to garner tremendous excitement so far.
This area of Wandsworth, as Alex said, has been observed as having a real hub of these creative companies. With the Nine Elms project that's going on over at Battersea Power Station and to the east of that area, there are a lot of large companies wanting to at least express their interest in moving to Wandsworth. Those businesses bring with them real needs, real requirements in terms of services that they want to source. And it seems to me that the companies that could best service them are more often than not within this Wandsworth area. What we've found is that the ability to get a couple of companies, 2 or 3 companies in a room and pitch on a big project can be really, really beneficial for everyone involved. The project can often be better than if it was produced just by one agency on its own. And those businesses that are involved can thereby pitch on much bigger collaborative projects. So whilst the effectiveness of networking through social networks and the like to spread your reach far and wide throughout the globe is very real, and whilst the costs of doing business internationally through teleconferencing, through the likes of Skype and this kind of thing, and obviously with communication through email and project management tools online, that's also very real. We see real value in bringing companies into a room together, getting them in one place so you can really thrash out some ideas and get to the crux of whatever it is that you want to solve.
I think it's incredibly exciting, but I think more importantly, it's really the only way forward. What we've discovered is that there are some enormous projects out there, or at least projects with enormous budgets, rather than projects with enormous scope, that are being awarded to some of these enormous agencies. And the agencies are winning these contracts based on their assertion that they have all the skills in-house. And what we're discovering is that very often they actually don't have those skills in-house, they're outsourcing them. They're outsourcing them either to agencies like ours or to groups of agencies like ours. And what we see is an opportunity to go after that business in a collaborative and cooperative way, winning some of those contracts and offering far better value for money to some of these enormous companies who are looking for ultimately extremely achievable and easily solved work.